welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at Lumen Field in downtown Seattle. Today, we start the new year with an NFC matchup out west, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and third pick in the 2018 draft.
And I know that last year in 2024, New York Jets fans were watching him and saying, that's the guy we thought we were going to get. But he found his groove in Minnesota, finishing the top 5 in passing yards and touchdowns last year. Now in Seattle, ready to prove that last season was no fluke.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Sticking with Walker on second down. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Walker now on 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down. We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
A tough time a season ago, his team missed the playoffs for the first time in his career. But he does remain one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. He's completed over 67% of his passes for his career. We know he's efficient. Now he wants to be spectacular and get his team back to the big game.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Here's Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, San Francisco.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now 2nd and 9. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Play action, now Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Purdy now to throw. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Here's Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. Straight ahead, Walker. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Pass caught, Arroyo right side. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Boye Mafe got through the line like a knife through butter. He buries him for a loss.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. Here's Horton. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a first down. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Darnold. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Darnold now to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Throwing again is Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon, as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
This is taken at the 15. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing here, Purdy. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that blitz had no problem finding its target, did it? Zone blitz. So the defensive linemen drop out instead of rushing the quarterback, and you replace them with linebackers or safeties. Throws off blocking assignments and throws off the reads of the quarterback. And that makes it difficult to complete a pass.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Open man is Juwan Jennings. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
His throw incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
First down, San Francisco.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A tackle made by Boye Mafe. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Back to throw, Purdy. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now Purdy. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Purdy. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jennings. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. Purdy looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the 49ers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Purdy bootlegging it. Rolling to his right. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Juwan Jennings, a 5-yard touchdown. And the 49ers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Seahawks take back over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And this will be a Seahawks 1st down as good running gets them to about the 44. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, is 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These three tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. Back to throw, Darnold. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's Darnold. That is caught. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now it's Darnold. That is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. Darnold to throw again. And it's caught. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Darnold. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Cooper Kupp there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he starts his new year off on the right foot as well, as this kick is good. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half. The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Purdy. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They'll get this to Jennings over the middle. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
First down, 49ers.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Purdy now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, what a move. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the second half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thank you. The rain, if anything, maybe intensified while you were covering the halftime report. We'll see how these two coaching staffs want to approach this second half to come.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
First down, San Francisco.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. That right there, career catch number 541, and that's significant because it ties him with Hall of Famer Kellen Winslow, who also obviously played the tight end position.
Yeah, and helped revolutionize it when he was in San Diego. But how about what we're seeing right here? You're talking about 541 catches at the tight end position. You talk about lofty territory, rare air. He has a lot to be proud of in his career. They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll take this down to the 26. Out of the gun, Purdy. And his throw is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And the pressure gets to McCaffrey as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
Here's Darnold. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 64 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. They'll try for the first with Walker. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
On 4th down, Darnold. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2nd down and 8. Operating from the gun. Purdy. Pass caught by Pearsall. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Nothing too fancy, just a carry up the middle, but a successful carry up the middle against this 3-4 defense.
And to be able to do that, what do you have to control? The nose guard, right? Got to be able to move him, otherwise you're not getting anything up the middle. Nice job by the center. Got a little help from one of his friends playing guard.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. McCaffrey going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. Charles, still a 1-possession game. Remember, it could have been 2 after they opted to go for it on 4th down in their own territory. Didn't get it. but their defense holds strong, and so this is a huge possession coming up here.
You're certainly right about that, partner, and a lot of people look at them going for it on fourth down as a failure when they didn't get it. But there's also their way of saying, hey, we have confidence in our defense because they went out and held them, got the ball right back for them. So nice stand for them. Momentum can swing back to their side if they have a good drive here.
Faking the give, Darnold. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. They'll give it up to the big man Walker. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
That ball caught by his rookie wideout. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 24-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Darnold now to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Darnold. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And that'll be caught by Cup. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Walker will take this into the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
Now Myers for the extra point. The rain making this treacherous, but the extra point is good, and with it, it'll give them the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Purdy. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jennings. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. He'll get this to about the 38.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 88 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. A play fake, and it's Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
They'll toss this out right to Walker. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Walker now on 1st and 10. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back to throw, Darnold. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
This 2nd and 4. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now Purdy. That's complete to Pearsall. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. This is McCaffrey. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Throwing here, Purdy. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They run again with Walker. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, Walker. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. From the 50, it's Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So Purdy and the Niners down 17-13, a little over 20 seconds to go. They've got to go the full 80 yards, and they've got to do it quick as they come up on 1st down. Purdy to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he will get to the sideline here, but that a minimal gain at best. 3 yards, possibly 4. Here comes 2nd down at 5. Throwing, Purdy. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's third down. Connects with Kittle underneath. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Purdy with one final shot here. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand-new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Seahawks, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. For NFL news and highlights, go to NFL.com.